Let's continue with this, though. Some of the greatest minds in mining are actually meeting in Cape Town for this year's Mining Indaba. The focus today is the use of digitization and smart technologies such as artificial intelligence. This, of course, is to make the mining industry easier and safer. Our business anchor, Ropiwa Madzena, is there. She's talking to everyone in the know. So, Ropiwa, what do you have for us?
Well, first I must say, Shahan, I thought you were going to say to your viewers that they mustn't go away because I was coming up, but I suppose Rafael Nadal is way more important than I am. Anyway, so today we're focusing on the railway systems. They play a crucial role in the operations of mine because, of course, mines use these railway systems to transport the minerals that they mine to various places in and around the country. So I've got with me Anand Mudlia, who's the CEO of Burberry, as well as a YPO member who works very intricately within this particular sector. Anand, many thanks for your time this afternoon.
Thank you,
Earlier, you and I were talking about Transnet being the monopoly when it comes to controlling the railways in the country and beyond our borders. But should we be enabling them, or should we be trying to open up the market to ease the pressure that they obviously are under?
So I think in the end of the day, we want to move South Africa forward. And there was lots of great work done by government in terms of the policies that make us move forward. The challenges being we haven't been pushing those policies forward properly, but now how do we put some quick wins on the table? And I'd like to focus might be on, with the railways, how do we work on some quick wins to get exports out of this country?
And how do we do that? What should we be doing?
So the railway has got strengths. Like any organizations, there are gaps and there are strengths. So on the two large export lines, the iron ore line and the coal export line, it's really world benchmark systems that they're operating on. So if we drag activities to those activity measures of how you load trains, how you offload trains, how do you keep the cycle of trains running, and put investment with private sector and themselves in running these long laid trains, we believe we can create innovative opportunities to get more exports out of the country. However, the gap is how to engage Transnet, how to work in a forum that enables you to put these opportunities on the table and have protocols in place to enable them to make decisions. There has been a leadership void. We know it's now filled with Portia. I think there's the opportunity.
Right. So you're basically saying there's never been an engagement with Transnet and stakeholders like yourselves in terms of how do we create and maintain a standard where companies, mining companies, won't be losing billions in revenue because they can't transport their minerals.
Exactly. So we're looking at these innovative solutions. Now, when there's a leadership void, how do you make choices that are... How do you drop a tariff by 50%? Let's ask that question. Immediately there's concerns, why should I drop the tariff, how should I drop it? But if the market forces only allow you to sell a product, because we sell on the FOB selling price, so any exporter is a takeoff a product, he doesn't set his product. The gap is the railways have to re-engineer the price backwards and say, how do we get to this price to make it work? And I think that open engagement is what we're hunting with exporters, with the railways, to work together, how private sector puts investment and we get some tons moving out of this country and the very important foreign exchange arriving in the country.
Right. How important will the role of technology be in making sure what you've just said is put into motion?
So technology is essential. We always got varying data sets that might not be talking to each other. So if we use technology in order to enable transparency of information, technology then becomes an enabler because we're all working off the same dashboard, so there should be no myth on who created what situation that needs to be addressed. And I think that's this commonality of technology that we all get this transparency platform in place.
Given the large instances of crime on the railway system, as well as the lack of maintenance by Transnet, how do we compare to other systems on the rest of the continent?
So, South Africa sits with a security gap, but in that space, again, you're hunting solutions. Transnet really has been hit with massive copper wire theft. They've got some innovative solutions to make that copper not usable for the criminal, hence preventing from stealing. And I think if we accelerate some of the programs and we work together with industry as well as the railways, I think we will start finding some solutions emerging. So what is that forum? I think that's the question. What is the dialogue forum that allows you to engage, allows you to put a case on the table and get a reverse engineered price that brings stability to the railway? I think that's the challenge that we're all hunting together.
Right, and I mean, if all these challenges that you've just mentioned are are met and dealt with. Do you think the President's vision of creating a line from Cape to Cairo is actually a possible thing?
So the dream of connecting Africa, the dream of one single market in Africa, I think must be a dream we all keep alive. That enables it through infrastructure. So the President's dream is our dream. How do we create a connected world? How do we create a connected Africa? We need more trade between Africa. We don't do enough trade. So creating the backbone of infrastructure of a railway, which always is the backbone for trade, is an important element that we all should strive for.
Right. Many thanks for your time this afternoon.
So
Shahan, you heard it there. It is not just a pipe dream to have a railway system that goes from Cape to Cairo. It actually is possible. All it needs is government commitment and Transnet's commitment to engage with stakeholders that want to enable and also open up the market so that we can have world-class railway systems to run the mines in the country.
All right, Rapio, we'll talk to you just after 5 o'clock.